Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and just under a week ago now, we actually got a cheeky little look at the roadmap, the quarterly teaser for The Sims 4, which basically took us through from September all the way through to December, and it was stated we were getting 2 kits, and we were also getting a brand new expansion pack. Those releases actually only take us up to the end of October, so maybe we'll just get like fixes and patch updates after that through November to December. However, the 2 kits have now been revealed, so we are gonna have a little look because Simmers are already speculating. Welcome, the newest addition to your legacy. Well, how did they know? With an elegant nursery made in collaboration with Sixum CC. This is so cool that they've collabed with Sixum. If you've ever downloaded build mode custom content, you probably already have some of Sixum's stuff within your game. In The Sims 4 Storybook Nursery Kit, and then find creativity in your own artfully scattered studio space in The Sims 4 Artist Studio Kit. Available September the 19th. Don't know who this sim is, but I'm like so intrigued. Like, I know obviously this could just be a random sim that they've chosen for like this design, but I'm like, surely it has to mean something. A new rocking chair. There's also obviously a new crib. I think this might be a changing table. This looks like a buggy, but I don't think it is. I think this is a bassinet. I think they've been really sneaky with this one because obviously you still can't take like newborns or infants out for walks. Like, you can put them in the like back carrier, but honestly the back carrier doesn't work the best anyway. I feel like they always glitch out. You have a lot of like canvases, a lot of sculptures. I was personally hoping that maybe it wouldn't be focused on painting because I do feel like we already have quite a lot of like artistic painting clutter. A lot of it is just like base game itself, so it does already like exist. I was kind of hoping that it would focus on maybe a few more like artistic hobbies such as clay making or pottery. However, we don't actually have a lot of those things within the game when it comes to gameplay, so I understand why they chose to go for something that already does have a lot of gameplay tied to it, because I think Simmers would have probably been a little bit more peeved off if we got actual like decoration stuff for other hobbies that didn't actually exist. Fill your newbie's nursery with whimsical toys, ornate furniture, and even a dollhouse modeled after the home of a well-known family in the Sixum CC collaborated Sims 4 Storybook Nursery Kit. And then surround yourself with brushes, paint cans, still life references, and more to ignite your artistic skills in a space of your own with the Sims 4 Artist Studio Kit. You know what I would have liked alongside this? A paper and pad to be able to draw with. I hate that everything is so like digital driven in The Sims 4. Answer the question of what's next. That seems to kind of still be hinting towards like the life and death, you know, like, oh, what's next after a sim passes away? With the kits this season in The Sims 4, design colorful retreats. Let your artistry flourish with Sims 4 Artist Studio Kit. Every design choice is yours to make as you embark on a journey of creativity. Set up your new easel in the center of your studio, surrounded by tools of the trade, a variety of brushes, colorful paint cans, and new inspiring still life objects that Sims can paint from reference or draw creativity from. I'm assuming they're just gonna have like the emotional aura tied to them. There's no limit to what your sim can imagine, especially in a studio full of shelves stockpiled with supplies to fulfill their every artistic whim. Continue to make your mark on your studio and let creativity flow by setting up drawers and shelves that are overflowing with tubes of paint, sketchbooks, and palettes. Why is like every game that I'm playing focused so much on like artistry right now? I am very much into Pikmin Bloom and have been for like over the last year. They also have an event on throughout September that's like all about like oil painting and artistry. Is there like something to do with September and those themes? Sims will also be able to dive into other artistic endeavors through the new tablet and woodworking table table, truly immersing themselves in all avenues of art. Don't worry, we'll get into it. Made in collaboration with 6MCC, this collection of items balances the joy of a new arrival with elevated charm. Bring your newborns, infants, and toddlers into a space that balances sophistication and whimsy with delicately crafted toys, appealing wallpaper, a dreamy mobile, and more. Available in colors that range from rich and moody darks to delicate pastels of a bygone era. These little ones will sleep soundly as they are surrounded by the refined elegance of ornate cribs, bassinets. There you go. That's kind of the confirmation of it being a bassinet. And beds, a sweeping canopy, and a tasteful chandelier. Only the best for our little newboos and the most pleasant dreams. These objects were passed down through generations and will be passed down to future generations. Okay, now I did say in the Life and Death expansion, I would love to see like actual family heirlooms that you could like pass down. I know you can currently do it through like gifting, but I just think that actually giving certain items to like certain people in your families and like having moodlets and kind of attachments drawn to those would be really sick. Is that maybe potentially like hinting at that's something that we could get in Life and Death? Ensuring a legacy of elegance within each family. With hints of The Sims legacy and lore, your new edition will have plenty to discover in the Storybook inspired rooms. And then of course we do have the official screens. So you got a new toddler bed. This is very much giving the Goth household. You kind of have like Morty and Bella as toddlers, and then what seems to be Alexander, because he's not representative of like either of their fathers. However, Nathan actually noted, wasn't there a book that was written by Alexander in the game when Bella and Mortimer were kids, which I think is interesting. The Goth house kind of remodeled into, of course, the massive doll houses that we have in The Sims 4. Unfortunately, it hasn't been sized down, but you can see like the piano room, and then this is like Alex's room up here, but there's no furniture in it because like Alex is all grown up. It's very gothic, it's very ornate. I do wish that they introduced like these kind of themes, especially for like toddlers, infants, kids, especially in just like wider expansions. I feel like I've been missing the kind of theming when it comes to kids' rooms an awful lot. They also look like they have the shark pond outside, which kind of explains this over here. This is a graveyard, which is also super interesting. I don't know if the Goth house has a graveyard. I might have to hop in game and see if that is a thing, because we do have like tombstones and graves in base game, and they do use them like quite a bit just for decoration. However, this could be hinting towards the fact that graveyards could potentially be a lot type introduced with Life and Death, but we'll just have to wait and see. New recolors of like toddler blocks. I wish that they gave us different toddler items. You currently only really have the toddler blocks. This covers like 1 or 2 skills. I think it covers mental and then also movement one. I wish that they had a little xylophone to help with like their creativity type of stuff, like their imagination, instead of only just like playing with toys. I wish they just had a couple different items, and I think that this could have been like good to actually introduce some new items. I also want to talk about this wallpaper, because as SimVisor pointed out, this is absolutely looking like The Sims 2 Pleasant View. Now, The Sims 2 Pleasant View is where Mortimer lived. It's where Bella's disappearance happened. You had the Caliente sisters living there, and that's where that whole Sims 2 mystery began. And that's what this wallpaper is representing, because this is Pleasant View. You got the little sailboat yacht, and then you've got the bridge, and then we can notice that there is also like a hot air balloon. There's also the UFO. The Caliente sisters are part alien, and that's how they think they like abducted Bella Goth. Very, very interesting indeed. And then you kind of have like the more pastel version. People have noticed these little pictures, which is a little infant actually within Creator Sim. It makes me laugh that they are literally just using the Creator Sim background. And then Tony actually zoomed in on this and was like, is that a swaddled baby with a pacifier? So as you can see, it does look like this little infant baby newborn has a dummy in their mouth, and it's definitely like a little burrito baby, which absolutely reminds me of The Sims 3. People have said, like, is this going to be like a generic baby? I think it personally is. I don't think you'll be able to like swap in different like babies. I think this is just going to be a swatch, and I think it's going to change babies depending on the swatch, which is slightly annoying because then you're just going to have like some random ass baby in your nursery. I do definitely think this is just a bassinet. It has like no wheels on it, even though it does look like it could be a pram or even just like a kid's pram, like kind of like a toy for like children. I think it is just a bassinet. We haven't seen that asset here in any of the screenshots, so I'm still not 100% what this is, because this also looks like a bassinet or a changing table, but it looks like it's made for newborns and not infants, because like infants are that little bit bigger. Like it looks the same size as this bassinet, so I wonder if you are able to swaddle newborns. I feel like I shouldn't be buying into that. We do get a new rocking chair. This is actually probably one of the most comfy rocking chairs we actually have within the game. They're also getting a mini dresser with like baby grows on and stuff, which I think is really cute. I wish that we had like a more modern version of this, but I get it in this like traditional. Also a new infant baby changing table. I don't think the quality looks great just like on this backboard, but the rest of it looks quite good. If you have infants in only base game right now, they kind of have that like floor rug that always spawns under them when they are placed down. However, if you have get together, you do have this playmat that actually allows your infants to like go through the stages and development through their milestones. I'm intrigued to see how this is going to work without growing together. I think you're just going to be able to place your infants like down on it. Maybe they'll be able to like do some interactions with it, but it won't actually like obviously work with milestones. There's also again a little like UFO. Definitely feels like they're hinting towards Pleasant View. There's also a plum bob and a gnome, and then this looks like a dummy over here as well. I wonder if they will be able to use dummies, but obviously that's not going to be like included with the kit because this isn't a gameplay kit. This is just build and buy mode, so they might update infants or toddlers. An awful lot of clutter. You kind of got these ladders. This could potentially be a bookcase, but I'm not too sure. Loads of sketch pads, like loads of open canisters. I like this. Usually when we get something like this, it's got newspaper on the ground with like paint splatterings, but this literally just looks like a sim has like walked in a bunch of paint. The Grim Reaper, again, I see you. You've also looked like you've got like a raven or a crow, very much giving death. You've got the like death metal freezer bunny. This kind of looks like tattoo work. It looks like sketches of maybe tattoos. Loads of still life pieces. I do think it's unfortunate that it doesn't look like you're getting anything to like model like a sim on and then paint from reference. I think that's missing from the game. You can obviously like kind of have a sim like hang around and then try and paint them from reference, but you can't always get it like lined up the right way. This actually looks like the sim who was in that video. I like how they've tied her into it. New easel, which I mean is cute, but I don't really feel like it was 100% necessary. Loads of just like paint all around, like everything is quite messy. Why does this kind of give me going through the, because this looks like Grim, but then this looks like a werewolf or something. It's kind of giving Yeti, and it looks like Grim is like entering through, or like Grim has like a beast inside. What is this lore? I bet the artists have so much fun when they just get to like mess around and do stuff like this. Not mess around, but like get to have fun and like show off their art. Do have a new woodworking table, which I for one am very pleased about. However, it's still not justice for the woodworking table, is it? Like all the statues that we are seeing are all the same statues. I don't think you're going to be able to create anything new. I think it's just going to be the same old stuff that you can create already. So like I'm glad that we're getting a second one, but you can't like paint stuff on the woodworking table, so this kind of doesn't make sense. Like there's a lot of painting around here, but everything just comes out looking like natural wood. You can't really build furniture sets. You can't like deck out a whole house with like the stuff. I always have felt that the furniture that you can build right now should be available at a lower level in woodworking, and then when you get to like 8, 9, 10, there's like a better set that maybe you can customize and you can paint, and it looks like more elegantly done, works well together in a house. I personally think that would be sick, but this is definitely not the kit for that. This sim is painting from reference, so you can see that they have set up a couple of things. It looks like we got some little side table like stools, which is quite nice, that are definitely slottable because this is one of the statues that you can create. So that has been like dragged and dropped over there. So I do think you're going to be able to put different things on here. I do think that the new iPad, which you can see down here, sorry, not iPad, tablet, is going to be a drawing tablet, which I don't know what that came with. I think that came with base game, actually. I think it was part of the freelancer update when we had like freelance artists. I just wish that not everything was digital. I wish that we could do like actual sketches in a notebook that got you results like this. Also, a tiny new little sink, which I like. It is giving art classroom. Definitely leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about these. I know kits still aren't for everyone. I do quite like that these are supporting kind of niches within the game. I just, again, wish that we had more stuff for like kids, toddlers, and infants actually within the game, like as a whole when it comes to releases. Maybe I'm just really feeling that off the back of Love Struck, and then I'm also kind of scared that with Life and Death we're also maybe not gonna get like kids stuff or below that much, even though it is kind of to do with life as well, and that kind of is the cycle of life, is like aging. I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that expansion. I'm not super excited about the artist one just because I don't think it's the most usable. I think the best thing from that is the slottable still life stools. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you all in the next one. Bye now.